Welcome to Front Row with Michael J. Curtis.
Boss of all boss.
A podcast where we dive into the world of pop culture, politics, entertainment, and more.
Always watching. Welcome to Kitchen Table Talk. We are running late today, but we're here, okay? I am your host, Michael J. Curtis. This is the host of Kitchen Table Talk, where we just talk about personal stories, and hopefully you learn a life lesson from it. Okay, we haven't done Kitchen Table Talk in a little bit. We had to change our schedule. I want to thank you all for being understandable, okay? We have changed our schedule at least 15 times. I'm sorry, all right? But listen, we got a lot going on today. Mother's Day is not over. Memorial Day is coming up, but Mother's Day is not over. And so I wanted to have an opportunity for you all. You all have met my mother before, and you have met Coach Sharita before, who is my best friend. So they both happen to be, which might surprise you, mothers. So,
ta-da! You even have adult children. I can't.
Yes,
even
you believe it, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Doesn't she look good?
Yeah.
And you too. But no, he's in high school, but he's an adult now. He's in college.
Yeah, he's 21. He'll be 22 in September.
I can't take it. I can't take it.
Wow.
I can't take it.
Wow.
So listen, I thought what would be really, really good is for you all to be able to have the conversations. You were a single mother. My mother, a single mother. My mother has 4 kids. I say by yourself. I think it was a village, right? It wasn't like, I'm trying not to be shady.
Yeah, you know I can't be shady. So I am co-parenting with someone, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm co-parent.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna throw anyone under the bus. I'm gonna say this. My mother did it by herself. So I mean, the truth is the truth, okay?
Okay.
We gotta say it, all right? The truth is the truth. You had like your mother, people like that. Who was another one? Yeah, and aunt and all those different type of things. So Auntie Diane, of course.
Yes.
Auntie Pat. So there was a number of different people.
My daddy.
Your dad. See, how would you describe your introduction to motherhood? Let's start with Sarita, because Mom, I know yours probably long.
Oh. Mine is long.
Mama was fast, okay?
Shut it up.
You was. I would have gave you a whooping, girl.
Shut it up.
I'm gonna throw myself under the bus. I was 18 when I had my son. I walked across the stage 6 months pregnant. I had graduated high school June of '99. Had my son September 99.
I would have got a belt and whooped both of you.
And was
I don't know why I'm talking, because I was worse at an earlier age.
The thing is, I was actually supposed to be put out the house though. Like my father told me, like initially when it first happened, I stayed with my ex-husband's family for the first week.
Yeah.
When I found out. Then my parents said, okay, you can come home, but you can only come home until you start showing. Okay. Then I started showing, and then they're like, okay, and I got the first ultrasound done. When I saw that ultrasound picture,
it was done.
They were done. They're like, you can't leave.
You can't leave.
You can't leave this house.
That was like a discussion in the bed. They probably was like in the bedroom. Mm-hmm. Your dad was like, we're gonna be stern. We're gonna be stern with her. We're gonna be stern, and he was probably the one that caved.
Absolutely. Like he even was coming.
He probably did the introduction of the sternness and then like gave up on his own.
Right, exactly. Because like he even went to the school and actually checked with my guidance counselor to make sure I could graduate. Which was funny because I actually technically could have graduated in January.
Wow.
But they wouldn't let me because I was in Wauwatosa schools and they're like, you still got to finish the school year. But they're like, you could have actually, so at the same time I found out, I was like, oh, I can leave? They're like, no, you still have to stay. I'm like, okay. I'm like,
where did you go, east or west?
West.
West?
Mm-hmm. Tulsa West.
What the word you know that Tulsa West? They sent the delinquents to Tulsa West.
No, they sent them to Plank Road. They took a set of sticks.
They took a step further?
Right, and then they go to Plank Road.
Yeah, this is what we're eating on Kitchen Table Talk today. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't have a chance to order food or do a tasting for y'all. So listen, this is going to have to suffice, right?
Oh, Lord.
This is, which some of you probably...
my neck bone stew.
I could have ate that. My mama made neck bone stew. Y'all know what neck bone stew is? Don't act brand new. Y'all know what neck bone stew is. Okay, so listen. This is a Chick-fil-A parfait with cookie crumble topping. And it's good. And it's Greek yogurt. So if you don't like Greek yogurt, that may not be what you want to do, but this is good. Okay. So Sarita, You're walking across the stage. She went and checked. You graduated. You walked across the stage.
Yep, and actually also too, my ex-husband actually proposed to me 2 days before my graduation.
Wow.
So.
No, that's right.
And you say yes.
I did say yes.
Mm-hmm.
I did call the wedding off 3 times, but I did say yes when he asked me. So yes.
So y'all were like high school sweethearts.
Kind of. He is actually older than me. He's actually almost 5 years older than me. So it's a little.
That sounds like rape to me, Sari.
You know what, Michael? We're not gonna do this.
I ain't gonna say it. That's what it sounds like to me. I ain't gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I ain't gonna tell nobody else.
Right.
I ain't gonna tell nobody else, but it sounds like rape to me.
When we first met, I was 15 and he was.
I ain't gonna tell nobody else. I ain't gonna tell nobody else, but it sounds like rape to me.
So this is just it's public knowledge.
Yeah.
I was 15 when I met him and he was 20. So,
See, we're both in the same. I was 16 and he was 20.
See, I don't mind talking about him. I ain't got to see him. Rape.
Hey now.
That's rape.
But that's back like me. That's back in the 90s.
That
was Aaliyah.
It was.
Remember, I'm only a
It was
year.
rape when they had to do Aaliyah.
Right, I was like, I'm a year younger.
You thought she was Aaliyah and then he was R. Kelly.
I did have the bang.
You had the bang on it down. You definitely did. You had the bang in your wedding photos. You little family photos too.
See?
Yeah, I remember. I wasn't there, but I remember the photo. I saw the photo. I was after the wedding. When you got married, I was probably still in like elementary.
No, I got married in 2005.
No, I wasn't in elementary. I was in middle school though.
You know what? Don't do me like that.
I'm just saying. You, it wasn't like you was that old. You wasn't about 15.
I was 24.
It ain't been a lot. Look.
Clutches, girl. Clutches.
Look at that. She said I was 24. I've only been in 2 weddings. I've been in my mother's wedding and I've been in my aunt's wedding. That's it.
And that's fine. I've only been in 2
I
weddings.
was cute too. I was cute in both. But I was particularly cute when I was like 5.
Well, my son was in our wedding.
Yeah.
So my son was 5.
I had to.
So he was the ring bearer.
How old was I when she got married?
What year did she get married? You was little.
Angie had been married for 20. No, they've been together for 20-something years.
Like what, 27?
Yeah, they've been married. Jesus, I would have to ask Angie.
They were together, I think, 8 years.
Here's the funny part about Angie and Derek. I thought as a child that they were already married.
Right. That's
So,
what I think my son about too. He's like, he's like, Mama, what are we doing today? Like, why am I dressing up? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on here?
Right.
Y'all already look. Hey, what you say? Y'all already hunching?
Like, we already lived.
Like, look at me. Y'all hunching already. Look, we're doing this. What's the problem? What are we doing? What is this ceremony for?
Him and my nephew. My nephew's the same age. So my nephew actually, matter of fact, my nephew's gonna be 22 in June, so they're 3 months apart. So I have my nephew and my son. They're both ring bearers. And then I have my goddaughter was my flower girl.
See, I walked down with everybody was in Angie's wedding. When I say everybody was in Angie's wedding, we all were in Angie's wedding. I mean, from Lisa to Autumn to me to my siblings to little Derek. Angel, all the kids, yes, all the kids were in that wedding party was big. Wow. It was a big wedding party. All I remember is when to take that suit off.
That's how my son was too.
That's all I can remember.
And my nephew, they both were like, let me take it off. They were good.
My daddy was like, don't you touch it. If it wasn't him telling me don't touch that suit, baby, I would have knocked that suit. He like, and then he finally was like, my son hot? Nah. He ain't gonna keep the suit on too much longer. I think he was telling you. He ain't gonna keep that suit on too much longer. Because I was trying to get out that. I was trying to get out that suit while we were standing up there.
Right.
You know how you standing and they doing their vows?
Shut up. They're going like this.
Yeah, I'm over there touching the side. I'm like, get this off of me. Stop it. Stand up here. I'm like, oh, stand up here.
Behave.
I didn't understand. First of all, I'm like, why are we in front of the church? And that was before Zion Hill had built the other side. So this was in the old sanctuary that they had got married. And when you look at the pictures, no, they were still building the other side.
It wasn't ready.
It wasn't ready. It wasn't finished. They were still building the other side. So when you look at the pictures of the receiving line, you see Zion Hill's new edifice, but the inside wasn't done. So she got married on the other side, but we actually filled that front part up. That was pretty cool.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I had mine outside.
And the purple. That purple looked good. We look good in that purple. We look good in the beach suits too. That person.
I still have my dress.
You do?
Yes,
You had a beautiful dress.
I'm gonna wear my dress.
Uncle Tommy took that picture of you that had that smoke coming across. I don't know what that was, fog or smoke.
The purple.
No. First of all, you look like Toya in the picture.
In what picture?
You and Toya look exactly the same.
In which picture though?
In Angie Webb.
Oh.
Because y'all like the same hairstyle.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all look like twins.
And I was so.
She was small too. I was messing with her. I was messing with her one day. I said, Toya, you can still fit in that dress. She said, shut up.
Yeah, we're sensitive about that. Don't fool us about that. We're very sensitive about that.
I'm gonna have something done to it.
Beautiful.
That dress can still be worn today.
Oh my goodness.
That was Angie's goal when we decided for the dresses.
So that you be able to wear the dress.
To be able to wear it again, not just buy the dress and it's just gonna be
right.
Because them things was probably expensive. I remember let me tell you how long ago she got married. We went to Northridge.
JCP.
Yep, we went to Northridge. Y'all were getting y'all dresses, and we were getting our tuxes. We were getting fitted for the tux. Tuxes and all of that is good jazz. So Rita got a question. So you get married, you're all a happy family, and then?
And then what? It just fell apart.
I'm trying to get you to tell the story. I'm like, okay, and then I was leading you into it.
You're trying to lead me into it.
Yeah.
It was a lot that was going on that I really realized that me and him, we don't mesh.
Okay.
We're just like, it's like, water and oil.
Gotcha.
It's just, we're better apart.
Gotcha.
It was kind of like, not that we're separated, we can't stand one another.
Uh-huh.
But now we're okay.
Gotcha.
We're somewhat okay.
How did it come to being, you're now co-parenting? Was it hard for you to make that transition into more of a co-parenting space?
Absolutely it was. Because initially, we separated, he moved out to Brookfield, and I was still going over there. But the thing is that we were still basically taking the same problems to a different zip code.
Of course.
And, that wasn't working, by any means. So I finally was like, you know what, enough is enough.
It's not a bad zip code.
It's not a bad zip code at all. But, and he's still out there, doing his thing with this new person and all that stuff like that, and doing, wish him nothing but the best, move on with your life. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Moving on with mine. It's a wonderful thing. But yeah.
You move forward, you have children. How did it impact your children?
My middle one took it the hardest.
Yeah.
Definitely took it the hardest. My son, though, actually has been like my rock.
Yeah.
That's one thing I can say. Like, he actually said to me when they were able to start coming back over by me, because we were having some issues with that too, that he came over and he's like, Mom, he's like, I'm so glad that you and Dad aren't together anymore. He's like, you know what? He's like, just the way that everything was happening. He's like, it wasn't a good situation, and he's like, I know you tried because you wanted us all to be together in one household, but he's like, you made the best decision that you did.
That's hard as a kid to do.
Yeah, he was 15 when he said that to me. So that's a 15-year-old telling me that.
And I think I was around the same age, and I was like, I don't think I want you all to be. Because as a kid, I was the youngest. It was all I knew.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, they just went together, and I didn't get. I'm like, so y'all just he gonna live over there, and he gonna come over here, or we're moving, and then he's gonna come with us, or
what's happening here? What are we doing?
How is it going? I didn't know. They was like, I don't know if you really had the words to explain to me that y'all were not. You would just tell me he's not coming, but I don't think you ever explained to me like we're broken up. It's not a thing. It's not. I was more like. But as I look back as a kid, I didn't understand how toxic that environment was.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't get it until I got older, like 14, 15. I was like
something's not right here. Like, we can't do this anymore.
The stuff that goes on over there, I don't want it going on where I live.
Right.
So I think I'm okay with y'all not being linked.
Right.
Yeah, and that's really, I think that's the age I was when I finally made that kind of decision. Yeah, not really a decision. It was more like
accepting it, really.
Yeah, and I was kind of okay. Like, no, you just go find you somebody.
Right.
You go find you somebody. We can all be done with this.
Right.
So you go for it. You do your co-parenting portion. They took it the hardest initially. Your son comes to you and says, "Hey, you know, Daddy understands." Did the girls do the same?
The youngest one, the thing with her, she was so young, she doesn't honestly remember.
Oh.
So she doesn't remember us even being together.
Oh.
Which I told her, I said, that's wonderful. Because one day she started crying. She's like, I don't remember y'all being together. I said, good.
You said good? Good?
I'm like, that's beautiful.
You said, you don't want to remember that.
I'm like, you don't need to know that. Okay. But it's my middle one is the one that really took it the hardest.
Yeah.
And even still to this day, you know, she kind of has like some abandonment issues with that, which I believe in, you know, counseling, things like that. Shout out to Mental Health Awareness Month because it's still bad.
Counseling.
Yes, it's
important.
Something that's okay in the Black
very
community.
Important.
It's fine.
Yes.
You know, and so we definitely do that. We believe in it, and so, you know, that's how we've been working through things.
Did moving forward, and let's just see the parallels of the story. The origin of your mother's story. Let's have it. Let's have the conversation. What happened?
What do you mean? What happened?
How did it start?
Well, I was pregnant at 16.
Mm-hmm. You know what? What was y'all doing? 15, 16?
I was 18.
18. Okay.
I was, you know, it was only a month.
I know what you was doing. Y'all was bad. You and your sisters.
I wasn't bad.
Y'all were bad.
No.
Y'all needed a whooping.
Actually, to be honest, the one under me.
She swears it was you.
No.
She swears it was you.
Under me.
I hope she's watching. She swears it was you. Yeah, she's like, it wasn't me, it was your mother.
I want to give her a hair. She was doing work that I was doing.
She swears it was you. She's like, nope, it was your mama.
Miss drinking MD 2020. Oh. And how I come and they in the back drinking. And anger management, Miss Tanisha.
Oh, Tanisha. I went to school, I don't know her. I went to school with her son. Me and Chris went to school together. So, kind of grew up together, you could really say.
Yes.
So, yeah, we didn't, you know, we wasn't like y'all going over each other's house, but
I didn't do all that.
But we knew
at home.
We knew each other from like since I was like 9. Since I was like 9.
Because you all were in the same schools as that.
Yeah, school district, which is weird and cool at the same time because y'all went to the Glendale school district, and so Chris and I did too.
Yes. So you had the same teachers that we had in school.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was really cool. Getting into that, I didn't know who until they came up to the school and knew who he was. I'm like, oh, y'all know him? They're like, we remember when he was born. I was like, okay. Don't embarrass me, and please don't embarrass him because I feel like I'm lumped into this. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to be lumped into it.
Guilty by association.
Yeah. I was like, oh. Then it didn't. Then there was, you know, his mom. We ended up seeing him and his mom. Was it at Dollar Tree? It was at Dollar Tree, and that's where Angie was like, "Oh my God, hey!" And they were just talking. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I do remember that. We sat at the school. We was both in that school program. All that good shit. So you got pregnant at 16, your first child.
Yes.
How was that experience?
Interesting. I was still in school. Mm-hmm. I thank God because I was at a school that I was able to have tutors.
Nice.
So I had a tutor that I think was alcoholic. A German alcoholic.
It sounds like you made it work. You made it work.
Sounds good to me. I don't see the problem here.
So it was okay. I had support. Amazingly, interestingly, like your dad, it was my dad because my mom was so upset.
That's what I was just going to say.
She was so angry that she really didn't come around till like my 7 or 8 months. And when I say come around, like warm up to the
idea,
that I was pregnant, I was actually going to have a baby. Because she was just like, it was my daddy and my aunts that took me to my doctor's appointments. So that was the support I had all through pregnancy.
It's like, what you gonna do?
Well, that's the thing that's so hard. Like with mine, my mother was the same way. Actually, what's kind of sad is that I actually had my son at the same hospital that my mother worked at. Because my mother was a nurse and she refused to come and see me give birth.
Really?
I called her and said, hey, I'm about to push. And she said, no, you're not. And then she hung up on me.
Wow.
And I'm like, lady, you work 2 floors above me. I'm like you got to come to work sometime today. I know you got to work today. So
she said, I'm about to push it. She said, no, you're not.
Yeah, because I was only labor for 2 hours with my son. So she was like, this is your first child. There's no way you're having this baby this quick.
Oh, you're not pushing that fast.
She's like, you're not pushing that fast. I'm like,
oh, makes sense.
So I'm like, no, I'm like, I called you for a reason. Like, if you get up here right now, you'll be able to at least see, your first grandchild be born. And she was like, nope. She didn't even actually come and see me when I was in the hospital.
Really?
And she, like I said, she worked there because my mother was a nurse. So she was like, no, but my dad, he came right away. Like, I have a picture, and it's still, I'm probably going to send it to my dad again. Mm-hmm. He is holding my son. He's just like he saw all the teeth. Like, he just saw every tooth. I'm like, you could count off his teeth. He was so happy to be with his because he got his grandson, because he wanted a son. That's the thing. So, because I'm an only child, he wanted a son. So he has his grandson. So I'm skipped over now. So I'm gonna let y'all know this right now.
He said you're no longer important.
I'm not involved.
But he said you don't exist.
Right.
Anymore.
So we have similar situations because it's all girls. Okay. So when I had my firstborn, he was a boy. Mm-hmm. So my dad just took over. He just was like, he just took over.
Mm-hmm.
That's
cool. The same thing that he did too. Like he and I breastfed him for like the first couple months, but it didn't end up because he was so hungry all the time and couldn't work. Like my other 2 kids, I breastfed them like for 8-9 months. Like I was able to go with the girls good. But my son, no, he wasn't having it. So as soon as I stopped, he's like, oh, let me go make his oatmeal. Like he'd get up sometimes, and what was crazy is I was still living at home, but we shared a room and everything. There were times where like I'll be knocked out of sleep. And all of a sudden I wake up, I'm like, where's my baby? I'm hearing my dad in the other room just laughing, just playing like he's in the high chair and everything, playing with him. I said, oh, so you're just gonna take my child over? He's like, he was tired. I know you came home from work. He's like, I heard him make a noise. I said, he didn't make no noise. You woke that baby up. So you can play with him. And then
and he should have looked back at you and said, so what?
Exactly. Pretty much what it was. And my son just sitting there like,
I'm up.
Right.
That was my day.
That is hilarious. Okay. So we're talking about good times, right? Or times where it was a little struggle. Y'all sugarcoated these experiences very well. I know the story. Y'all sugarcoated these stories very well. I want you to know that I taught you well, PR. So
yes, we had a little situation before.
Yeah, I taught you well. It's great. Me, I'm like, I don't care. I can do it or not. But no, struggles, hard times to a mother who's single and going through those younger years, right? What do you say to them? Encouragement.
Well, as the saying goes, you've gotten through 100% of the times that you never thought you were going to get through. You get through 100% of those days. So that's the first part. But also to make sure that you have a good support system, a competent support system. I should say it that way, because a lot of people have a support system, but they might not be competent. And that's a big piece right there, because you don't want the rah-rahs and all that stuff like that going around with your child.
Right.
So that's that piece too. Yeah. And that it is also okay to pull yourself, if you are in the rah-rah, it is also okay to dissociate yourself and get yourself together and everything as well too. True. Which is the other piece, because there's a lot of trauma and stuff that just gets perpetuated, unfortunately, because if you're in dysfunction, it keeps continues on. And so that's the part that you definitely want to, avoid from happening. That's how we're trying to break these generational curses and stuff that we've been talking about. Right. And that's part of it.
It is, to me, I feel like church helped a lot with me as a kid, because it helped me stay out of a million things, really. So here's another question. I have a lot of questions today.
I know I was gonna say I got about 1 minute, but I can go ahead and then I'm gonna throw it.
Okay, I want you to answer this question really fast. What was the hardest part about being a mother?
The hardest part to me was still trying to find my own identity because I was so young. I didn't know who I was.
You were a mother before you
was even an adult.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I found out my birthday was in November.
Yeah.
Found out I was pregnant January 7th.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like not even 2 months later.
Yeah.
Had this child, 2 months before my 19th birthday.
Right.
That was my introduction to adulthood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm taking care of a child.
Wow. Let's have a conversation about this.
Mm.
What's the best part of being a mother?
The reward of just them being like mama. Just that look.
Oh yeah.
The look in their eyes when they light up when they see you. Even my 21-year-old, he'll come in the house with, hey mom, like and it's like just to be able to go ahead and see that, knowing that they know that I'm the parent that they can rely on.
Yes.
Yeah.
That I will always be there regardless of what time it is. They don't care. They will call me whatever time. Mm-hmm. And like, mama, what's going on?
My mind is like, why do you all always call me? Y'all never call.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all never ask you. I'm like, look, I ain't got time for all that. Listen.
Right. And then on that note, I love y'all.
Love you. Gotta go. Sarita's going. Sarita is a very busy lady. She like Phaedra. She got several roles, several jobs. All right, Phaedra gotta run. Mom, I'm into the broadcast. I'm gonna ask you the same question. Same question. What is the hardest part about being a mother for you, and what was the best part? Sarita, tell me. Somebody outside. No, don't worry about it.
The hardest part was when I had to let you all stay with your dad.
Yeah, why do women feel because it's like he was doing his part. Why did you feel that way?
Because as a mom, you just feel like you're supposed to have everything intact. That's how you feel as a mother.
Yeah.
So when it came a time that I had to admit, okay, you want the dad to step in, but when you really need them to step all the way in and it's like you just giving away a part of you, which you are a part of me, but it's just, it was so hard.
But we were good. We were good.
It wasn't I was worried that you were good. It was me.
Oh yeah, understandable.
It was me. Because if I was worried about you being there, I wouldn't have let you go.
Yeah. That's it's interesting to know.
That's hard. My mother said the same thing to us.
Yeah. What's the best part? What's the best part?
I would agree with Sarita. It's like hearing when you see your child face light up, when they say your name, when they see you, knowing that they can depend on you, that you know that they know.
Your work paid off. You have 4 children. We all graduated.
Yes.
Nobody was pregnant. You broke that cycle. Nobody was pregnant before 18.
No, not any. No.
Nobody.
No.
Nope. With your sisters, you all, every single one of you, except the last one, all of your children, which is nothing to be said about my cousins. Mind your business. So they had all of you all kind of well, I can't say Tara had to break a cycle because Tara didn't have Shaven, so she was grown.
Right.
So Tara didn't have to really break. I didn't mean to say that. Anywho, I said it. But she didn't have to break a cycle because she didn't have him, so she was grown. But anyway, I think, which is odd because you would think one of the children that were born out of that would create, but that's not what happened. But wait a minute. That's right. Ain't he grown?
No. Almost, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
He almost grown anyway, so kind of the cycle is broken in a sense. So I think with this new generation, but they say this generation ain't having as many kids either.
Yeah, they
did. They say this generation isn't having as many children. Wanna know why? We can't afford it. like duh. We can't afford it. It's COVID. Hurricanes, wildfires. Why we want to bring kids into this? Y'all need to figure some stuff out first. But
yes,
it was really cool. But when you were raising children in the 90s, Mom, I feel like when I was a kid, it's funny. You remember that card? What was the commercial where it was like, it's Burger King? Well, it's cool to be a kid.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like in the 90s, it was cool to be a kid. Like, McDonald's had a playground, Burger King had a playground, Phone World was open. We went and did stuff. We used to go slide like on 76. Y'all know how there's that bridge on 76th and Flores when you get to Flores and 76th Street, and it's that bridge right there. In the winter, we used to go over there, and it would be snow.
Yeah.
And you had that big hill. We slide down that hill. We used to go to Butler Skate Land all the time. Butler's still open, thank you, Jesus.
Yes, it is.
And we just did a lot. We did kid stuff, and I think so much now.
That's what's missing now.
Yeah, like kids don't get a chance to do kid stuff. Like there's so much stuff shut down, not even due to COVID. Just Milwaukee is just. The city that I'm in. I don't know if this is happening in any other city. It's gotten to the point where if it's a headache, it's like don't want anything to do with it. Shut it down. Be done with it. Don't worry about it. Walk away. And I see that give all of these excuses, and they give all of these second chances, third chances, fourth and fifth chances to these adult establishments when adults act up. But then when it's kids, it's kind of like no patience. Like, oh, well, you can't act. Okay, we're going to take it away. And I think that's just like we're taking everything away.
Right.
They don't have, the only thing they have left to do is what adults do. You know, the younger kids are just on Facebook just as much as we are. Or more. They're doing the same things we do, and I think they don't have a chance to really have fun.
But it's a lot of kids, because I work in education. So there's a lot of kids that are not able to be kids.
And that's sad, and that's true.
Because they're treated like an adult.
Treated like an adult.
Spoken to like an adult.
Yeah.
They're worrying about things like simply where they're going to lay their heads, are they going to eat,
are they going to have clean clothes,
right? All of that. So they can't be a kid. They're not allowed. They're not able to be a child because they're too worried about things that is supposed to be on the guardian or the parent.
Yes.
So
I think being a child of a single parent, I think there was some. Like there are things I'm a stickler about now. Like children being children, I'm a stickler about.
Right.
Just because even though you were single, it was like all of your sisters had children.
Right.
So y'all made sure that we did stuff.
Right.
Y'all was like, okay, we're gonna go up here, we're gonna do this. And even my dad and my Auntie Teresa and all my Auntie Teresa made sure we did all type of stuff. She used to take us to Cool Waters all the time. I have not been to Cool Waters in like a long time, but she loved Cool Waters, and she would make it like she was taking us, but I really kind of feel like she was taking herself. But we'll talk about it later. But it was fun. We used to go with her friend. It used to be her. What was her friend name? Bernadette.
Yeah, she did have a friend named
Bernadette. It used to be us. Bernadette. Her daughter was named Sierra. Am I right?
I think so.
Cool. That memory hitting. Baby, stop smoking. Remember some stuff.
Ooh.
So, okay. So listen. So we used to go do stuff with Cool Waters. Right. We used to go do all type of things, and now I feel like, shoot, I seen one person take their child to Cheesecake Factory for her birthday. I'm like, we didn't want to go to Cheesecake Factory for their birthday. Now the baby looked happy. I will say that the baby looked satisfied and happy, but I'm like.
Unless that's one of the baby's favorite places.
Favorite places to eat.
Then you can see that.
Yes, but then like, I remember when people used to throw birthday parties at McDonald's for their kids. You remember that? Mm-hmm. They don't even do that anymore.
They used to specialize. McDonald's used to specialize.
Yeah, they used to do kid parties.
Yeah.
They don't even do that anymore. I remember that. I think I had a McDonald's party.
One of y'all did.
I remember graduating from kindergarten. I went to Harambe over there in the hood on the east side. I can tell y'all I'm from the hood. Over there on the east side, we went to Harambe. We used to wear this white and then this green.
Oh, so cute.
Ooh, it was an ugly green. Ooh, it was a puke green. I hated that green. And then they updated the uniforms. They still didn't look no good. Shout out to Miss Evans, Miss Carter, Miss Peggy, Junebug. It's sad that I don't know your real name. That's Miss Evans' son. Him and Miss Carter was going together.
Ooh.
Don't ask us why we knew that at 5.
That
5
sure
to 4.
worked.
He act like we did. They try to act like we didn't know. First of all, sir, why you always in our classroom? She'll walk us past his classroom, because his classroom was like, if you came into Harambe and like you made a right, there's like a hallway. And as you're walking down the hallway, you have all these pictures. Hey, it was a Catholic school when I went. And there were still sisters there. We have one nun.
You sure did.
We have one nun. She was awesome. And then like if you go down, I remember them asking me what your name was, and I was like, Momma? I don't know, lady. Her name is Momma.
I said Momma.
They was cracking up. They was like, he don't know his mama's name. Why are you asking him his mama's name? And she was like, I'm sorry. That's all she could say. I'm sorry, babe. I go look at the paperwork. Oh, I don't know my mama's name. So her name is Mother, okay? AKA Mom, AKA whatever else you want to call it. We had a lady named Miss Vicky, and she used to eat marshmallows all the time. I don't know what that was about. I know, that's what I said. She ate them so good, I wanted to say something. I begged for one. And then when I ate it, I was like, lady, you need to expand your palate, okay? I'm like, you don't like airheads and stuff like that? Like, you don't like candy or nothing like that? As a kid, I didn't understand why she was eating marshmallows. As an adult, I still don't understand why she was eating marshmallows.
I remember my when I was in daycare,
Yeah.
She used to eat, preschool, she used to eat Baby Ruths and corn chips all the time.
Interesting.
All the time.
That's an interesting mix. No, so at Harambe, think about it. Victoria, I don't remember Victoria's teacher's name. I do remember that Miss Vicky was Victoria's assistant. She wasn't my assistant teacher. She was Victoria's assistant. She was like a para. So she used to float. I don't think we liked Miss Vicky coming to our class when she was a little mean.
I remember Miss Vicky.
With her marshmallow eating self. She was a mean little lady.
Snappy.
She was. I'm like, Miss Peggy, don't let her come. I did not know that Miss Peggy and my grandmother were friends.
Oh.
And she always used to ask me when I used to come into kindergarten, Ep.4. No. Not your mama. My daddy's mama.
Really?
They were friends. She always asked me how my grandmother was doing. Now, at that time, y'all gotta think I was young. My grandmother on my dad's side name is Dolores. My grandmother on my mother's side's name is Delois.
Delois.
Yeah. Both of them was Dolores, okay? And my auntie, one of my favorite great aunts, her name was Doris. And then there was my grandfather, her dad, had a girlfriend whose name was Doris. Okay, y'all hear how confusing this is to adults? Okay. A kid don't know the difference, okay? Everybody is Doris and Dolores to me, okay? This is my grandma, that's my grandma, that's my grandma. I consider all of them my grandmother, even though it's my grandmother. Still do. And who else? My auntie, love her still too, of course. But yeah, it was really cool. It was really interesting to describe a childhood of mine. It's really dope. So we were in uniform schools up until I was like 9. And then I went to Glendale. So it was like private school, then Glendale.
Yes. That's when you just random ragged.
They started with me.
Just ran. It's like, I can't believe this is Sheila's child.
Why did they say that?
Because you were just so
I was bad. Loud and crazy.
Loud and wild.
I told you I've been loud all my life. I couldn't help it. I was the youngest child. Y'all didn't listen to me.
It was like he was not being challenged enough. So.
Yeah, and then put me in accelerated classes like I wasn't going to talk to the nerds. Watch this. Baby, me and them nerds get in the corner talking about Harry Potter. It's over.
Now you paying for it with nice hair.
Yes, because I used to talk to him, my nephew. He was my first. Okay, this was my first baby. Okay, so my sister got pregnant. She was wrong. And we didn't know she was pregnant, but she was like having like these mood swing things in these little episodes. It was like, girl,
She broke down.
like you need to calm down. Then she went in the bathroom. She's so dramatic. I hope she watches. I hope she watches. She's dramatic as ever. She went in the bathroom. Then she says through the door, I'm pregnant. And me and Victoria were like, Okay, like you're grown. Like what we gonna do? Give you a whooping? Like amazing. Congratulations, right? So my baby I cut his umbilical in call it what you call it now? I cut the umbilical cord. Umbilical. I'm smart, I promise. Umbilical cord. Michelle, how you tell us she was pregnant again? Wasn't that when you went and locked yourself in the bathroom?
Yeah, because I was crying.
Child, just dramatic. We're on live. Girl, just dramatic. Okay? Then she tells I'm like, dude, you're grown. What we gonna do? Give you a whooping? Like, okay, like calm down. So it's so funny. I went to Lamar's class with her one time, almost passed out, child. They was showing, y'all know I'm Mr. Coochie. Then they were showing a child coming out of it. It was just too much going on for me. I almost passed out. I had to walk out the room. My sister had to come out and ask me if I was okay. The teacher was asking her, was I okay? I'm like, I'm fine. Y'all just a little bit, this is too much. Y'all supposed to, it was my first time. Usually his father would go with her. This particular time, he couldn't go. So we was, can you hear me? Yeah. Hold. You want a date? Hold on. We on live. You want a date with who? Oh, we on my podcast. You didn't know?
Oh my gosh.
You on a date with who, girl? Tell the people.
Hi, people. I'm on a date, and my brother is calling me about when I found that I was pregnant.
Yeah.
It's dramatic because I wanted to leave for college, and I wanted to follow my dreams, but I ended up being pregnant.
She feel good. She still went to college. You see how dramatic she was being?
I know. You know what? That people make it a statistic. If you have a baby before college, you're not gonna go to college.
Well, we're doing a mother show, so that's how you came up. We were talking about moms, so somehow we got to win.
I would love to chit chat with you. I know how very important my life is.
Oh, let me tell you something. You can go ahead and hang up right now. Whatever. You just call and gossip with me later about who you want to date with. Okay, so make sure you spend as much as you can. Get you the most expensive thing on the menu. You tell him you got to pay for it. Can he hear me? Look here. So no, we had a good time. So that was her. That was how she announced us. So I used to feed her. This child came out looking like me and talking just as much as I do.
And he's here.
Is he here? I gotta go
graduated
get him.
from elementary yesterday.
Because he's 10, so he graduated from 5th grade.
Yes.
Oh, they do the 5th grade graduation.
They did a whole parade and everything.
They didn't give us no graduation when we was in 5th grade. So they just like, see you later.
Because you had it when you graduated 8th grade.
They could have gave us a 5th grade graduation. I'm jealous now. Look at me. I need to grow up. I'm like, really? They give us one? So, you know what I really want to do? I'm not interested in a high school reunion because I feel like I have more church friends in my high school years than I have, and I don't even call it friends. They're more like my family. So I really hung with my church family more so. I have like a few high school people that I know, but even the high school friends that I have from high school, they were more like people I knew from the block. So, and get this, it wasn't the neighborhood school, so it's very interesting that we all ended up there. But yeah, it was really cool. And my cousins went to when I was at Pulaski for a stint.
Yeah, a lot of cousins.
I had a lot of cousins that went to
Pulaski.
Pulaski. Oh my God, it's like 1,000.
Pulaski and Madison because your brother did not want to go to, and I don't have, please forgive me, not anything against MPS, but he did not want to go to MPS school, so he was having a fit because he always attended Glendale.
And if I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't have wanted to go either.
He was having a fit, but it worked out because he ended up having a lot of cousins at Madison.
And still didn't go, so let's talk about it.
Stop. Don't do it.
I'm talking mess.
Don't you do it.
He'll find me.
Don't do it.
He know where I live at. I want to talk to him. He ain't gonna see this. He ain't gonna be on Facebook. Creeper. I'm just playing. I gotta call him too. But no, this was fun actually.
It was.
Y'all, we've been on for 45 minutes. I'm really only supposed to keep you off for 30.
Yes.
I want to thank you all so much for watching. It was a beautiful thing. Shout out to the mothers. Enjoy your Memorial Day.
Yes.
If you do not have a soldier in your family, whether they are passed or whether they are living, so celebrate the service of those people because it is a big deal. My grandfather, my paternal grandfather, and my great grandfather. I'm going to go visit them at the cemetery along with my great grandmother, who's buried on top of my great grandfather, which is the first time I ever seen her. So I'm going to go visit them. You all go visit your folks. Be safe. Be safe. Love you. See you.
Have a great one.